Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on the Motherhood Network Book Club, where we celebrate moments in life that bring us a little joy as mothers. And one of those moments is for me just to walk into a Mugg and Bean with a friend or family, just to connect over a book or our goals. It's about being intentional and carving out time just for me. Sometimes that looks like popping into a Mugg and Bean before meeting or simply just me time. And that's how we measure success. Getting more done, getting in some me time, and more delicious treats. The Motherhood Network platform you deserve. Are we rolling?
Are we rolling?
Okay, action. Mpoomy Ledwaba, welcome to the Motherhood Network Book Club.
Yeah. You see, you're starting.
I'm to tell you. I don't think she's aware of it, but Mpoomy's really funny.
Girl, can you see I've got grey hair? I'm in, what do you call this outfit?
And that's what he printed.
Are you serious?
Muito serious, ne? Yeah. No, I like it.
Serious, empilweni.
Pay taxes, you vote, you
School drops, homework.
Thank you.
Busy with story times. Go serious.
I love the fact that you were saying that you are serious, which she is.
Yeah.
Because we'll be talking about a lot that you've accomplished. I mean, you have to be serious to do that.
Okay.
But I love also the fact that you really are just such a fun person.
You know, so I recently went to Durban. The beach is my place, right? And it was like after a lot was happening and I just needed to go find myself. So I literally opened a line in the middle of my hair and I did 2 pigtails. And I did them just to say, I need to remind myself that I'm just a girl who loves having fun, playing by the beach. And I need to maintain that because life can get so serious that you forget that, there's a playful you. So I've been working really hard to maintain or keep that little playful, funny, happy girl.
Oh, that's so beautiful. And well done for doing that. I think that's important, especially for mothers to know that, like, just here and there, visit her.
Visit her.
Little girl,
Yeah.
right?
Find her. Dig her up.
Find her. Dig her
Exactly.
up. I love that so much. And we're actually going to take it back with this book.
How did we get you?
How did we get here? Right?
Yeah.
I called saying we'd love for you to be the first person for our book club. So that's huge.
This is massive.
Bestseller as well. That's
Bestseller.
incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah. Listen, a lot of people do books. It's something else, though, to be a bestseller.
It is. It really is. And we're actually approaching 1 year on the 4th of October since the book's release. And my team was telling me, oh, we're still in the top 10. Amazing. And I'm like, I don't know about you. I don't know how to take it, like actually take it in. Because everyone keeps saying, how does it feel? How does it feel? I'm like, I don't know. How's it supposed to feel?
That's a good question. I think for a lot of us moms as well, we do struggle with such. I think because there's so much happening.
Yeah.
And so just to have a moment of, wow, I've actually accomplished this.
Yeah.
It's difficult. You're right.
Difficult and unintentionally so.
Yeah.
Unintentionally so. And a part of it feels like it's work. You're supposed to do it. But on the other side, it's like, actually, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
I just packaged my whole life and people actually want to read it.
Well, I loved this read. I enjoyed it so much. And for anyone else who hasn't gotten it, literally everyone has. But for that one person, somewhere. How did we get here? It's beautiful. I think what I love also, it's such an easy read as well.
Yeah.
So I'm big on that.
Thank you.
As a neurospicy person.
That was actually quite intentional when I sat with my publishers and we were looking at the stats of readers in South Africa, and it's quite sad. It's quite sad, and I think maybe let's write a book that is not hard to read and that is very easy. We know with our education, etc. And so for me, I didn't want to complicate the whole thing. I was like, the way I speak is the way I will write it. It might not be accurate according to reading standards, but that's how I speak and that's how I want to tell my story. And I think we've proven that it works. It's not that South Africans don't read, it's just that they need more books that are applicable or I guess speak to them without complicating a language that's not ours.
Relatable.
Relatable.
Oh,
there we go.
and something I could relate to is
What
book. Not planned but love.
Oh, girl.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. I think a lot of us, our parents during a very tough time in the country, had us. And you were conceived, obviously, by your mother at a very young age.
Yeah.
At 22. And you
22,
speak openly.
Yeah.
And I just think about what a great job, first of all, she's done. So you're a firstborn.
Firstborn girly.
How was that journey for her, do you think? Did she ever speak of that? Because that was really young. I mean, 22, my mom was the same. And I always, like you're saying, we've gone through those ages. And if you try to imagine yourself at 22, having this huge responsibility of being mother, what does one go through?
Sure. So funny enough, I got married at 23.
Wow.
So now I'm part of that generation.
You're part of
the generation. And I had my daughter at 24. So I guess maybe my mom and I's stories are quite not too far apart. But she lived with my grandmother when I was born, and she had a lot of help, a lot of support, and she was already working. And my dad had already promised marriage.
Yes.
So I think there was that safety or certainty that every woman sort of wants to feel. The way she describes pregnancy or being my mother, or when I look at pictures, I think she was ready. My mom finished school at 16. So
wow.
Yeah. So she grew up quite quickly. So I think for her, 23 is not as bad as it would look now. So I think she enjoyed it. What got a little complicated is when my sister came, and I think she then became an overwhelmed mother.
And you speak about that in the book. Having to travel from like school to home.
Yeah.
And it does make sense where, the next kid can sometimes be very overwhelming.
Very overwhelming. And and her and my dad, I think, had just gotten married. And then my sister comes along, and I think we spoke about it offline, is that we have a lot of information. So we've learned that when your next baby's coming, you prepare the first one. And like you prepare the shift of life. Whereas with them, I don't think they really saw it as life shifts. It's not just another baby and life continues, but a whole lot shifts. So I think it was overwhelming in that. But genuinely, I think she's been such an incredible mother, very accountable, not perfect, but very accountable, a mother who apologizes. And we often go back to even our childhood and we discuss things. And she'll be honest and say, I wish I did better here. I wish I did better here. And I can't tell you how healing that is for me as a mother, for me as a daughter, and for me as a friend, as a human being. That, I don't have to get it right, but I need to be accountable as a human being.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's so powerful. And shout out to your parents.
Shout out.
Being that way, right? At a time where it wasn't really normalized to say sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Also, I think the sorry didn't come then. It's only now in adulthood that the sorry is coming.
But still shout out to them.
Still shout out.
Shout out. I love something else that you said. Sure, this book is so beautiful. There's a sense of gratitude with how your parents did things.
Yeah.
I also love the fact that your dad was very intentional, that, as you said earlier on with your mom.
Yeah.
This is my wife. I want to make things right. I want to build this family.
Yeah.
So growing up, how was it? Your dad sounds like the loveliest human being.
Yeah.
When you read this book, you're like, oh my gosh, obsessed. Right?
My dad actually is quite an interesting. I appreciate him more now. I don't think I got to fully experience him growing up as I'm experiencing him now. And I think it's at a time where he was building his business, and it wasn't a big thing for men to be like soft, but he's always been a softie. I just didn't think there was a space to fully give out his softness, and now he's like a little, like a marshmallow. Like my dad does quad biking with my kids.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's in his 60s. So it's like
Shout out, Dad. Are we shouting out the whole
the whole family. Yes. I have a picture. So my mom just had an event over the weekend, and my dad was babysitting the grandkids and doing quad bikes around. And he's always been a fun dad, but I think there was so many responsibilities with us growing up that he didn't always get to be that. But in the moments he was there, it was like, oh, I love this man. He was also strict.
Yes.
Very strict. He was strict, but very supportive, very affirming, very loving. Like I said, like a marshmallow, and a dreamer. Like my dad is a dreamer of note, considering where he comes from, to see what he's achieved. It's shout out to my parents. Actually, just another shout.
Yeah, we got it. Today we're just shouting them out. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. And I love the fact that also you shout out God as well in your journey.
Yeah.
And you just see how your journey's been such a blessing. So someone like myself who at 15 years old, I guess, was doing TV and has somewhat been in the public eye for that long. So I've been more in the public eye than actually just having my own space.
Yeah.
Not being known. But I always find it interesting for any of my friends or anyone I know where you've had a normal life in your adulthood, you know, so you know how it feels like to go to Pick and Pay and people don't ask for photo.
Sure.
And in that transition, when all of a sudden you do something really well and excellent and people gravitate towards you and all of a sudden you're well known like yourself. How was that shift in like adulthood?
Didn't like it, still don't. So when you're actually talking and saying from the age of 15, I want to give you give you a hug, because I can't imagine how overwhelming that must be, and the perfectionist it builds inside of you until you actually reclaim yourself and be like, actually, I don't have to perform. But for me,
hold on a moment for that one. Okay.
Because you always think you have to perform, and that's not life.
Yeah.
And so for me, I guess the popularity, I did not ask for it, although I did want to be on your TV.
No, we all wanted to be on your TV. I was on the Reject Show. I was like,
at least you still got
loved it. But yeah, no, 100%. But I mean, this is during the YouTube days.
But I don't think we wanted it for fame.
No.
We wanted to be.
It was fun.
It was fun. What? It wasn't about fame. It was about fun. You know, what was it? Snack attack. Like I was
all of that.
PM snack attack.
I remember I was telling Cypher when he was Cypher back then, Sipho Ngwenya, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys have the coolest show
ever.
Right?
Everything is just fun. But just going back, when I started getting popular, I was pregnant. And my body was changing rapidly and not in a way I would have preferred. And so now I've got this growing career, and I also want to switch off because I'm not feeling confident. I'm feeling insecure. People have their comments, and I got labels like, oh, you're a mean girl, etc., etc. And all of this is happening at once. And in that moment, I have to decide, okay, do I switch off? And, but, and I said this in a speaking engagement, for me, I knew that this is exactly where God wants me, and purpose matters more than perception. So
purpose matters more than perception.
Yeah. And I think that's what's kept me is TD Jakes actually says that popularity or fame is a consequence of doing something great. So I don't see it as this privilege or this thing that I chased after, but I see it as a responsibility as a result of doing something impactful and important. I wouldn't choose it, but it's part of the journey.
Oh yes, I can relate to that so much.
I mean, you saw I came here in a duke and I forgot. That's how casual about it I am about my life.
No, I'm the same group as you. And I think that's so beautiful because at the end of the day, it's a human experience and we're just human.
We're just human, and that's all we want. That's really all we want.
Sure, that's so amazing. And you speak about it actually. Guys, this book is me easy reads.
It's your thing.
It's my thing. Chapter 19, the 7-year itch.
Oh,
So it all
do
happened.
you relate to the 7-year itch?
I do.
Yay, found my people.
But to those who don't know, please do explain before I ask you the next question, because I think it's important. Yeah.
So this is my term, but
Yeah.
apparently the 7-year itch is where like things shift in the marriage, where all the tension. I think it's when all the real personality comes in, and all the pretending. It's just like, dude, I'm done with this. This is the real me. This is the real. I'm sorry. This is the real me. I think the real me happens. And it's just really such a sensitive time in a relationship where most relationships actually end.
Yeah.
And everyone I've spoken to when it was year 7, I was like, who is this person? They're like, oh no, it's part of the 7-year itch, part of the 7-year itch. So it's part of relationships and marriage. And I think even friendships, it happens because it takes time to really be yourself in relationships. And it lasts if there's acceptance.
What if there's a medical reasoning for that? Because you're right.
You should ask your sister.
Right?
All the answers.
I'm going to ask you. She does. Come on. I am going to ask. It's like God and then my sister.
Yeah. It's like ask her. It's like, what's happening mentally at year 7?
But you're right. 7 years is such a landmark. So reading that, I couldn't stop laughing because it's true.
Yeah.
And I think for anyone watching, it's so beautiful for them to know that it is absolutely normal.
Yeah.
We evolve.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of evolution during that time as well because there's a big jump as well.
Yeah.
Change. And I know for you, without delving too much into your relationship, because I'm not that kind of person, I love to protect.
Yeah, the relationship.
Your peace, our peace, everyone's peace. But I think something incredible is the fact that now all of a sudden so much has happened.
Yeah.
It's the Unlimited Festival.
Yeah.
This is it. Everyone's look at you. It's during a weird time as well.
Yeah.
Just in the world.
Yeah.
But you've managed to come out of this thing just having a movement. I want to say this because you're going to laugh. I feel like you have a cult movement.
It's not
It's a
cult.
I'm kidding. Okay. It's a serious movement, though.
It's a community.
It's a community. It's a very dedicated community.
Very dedicated community.
We love it.
We love it.
Yes.
And I was thinking about it the other day, like people were sharing we just come off Speak Life September, which is our annual course, and people are sharing testimonies like how they've gotten new jobs, moved to new cities, a new car, getting married, come out of health scares. And it's because we all come together and we not pick, but there's certain things that we put in place and focus. And we know that these things are transformational. But to transform your life alone is very hard. But when there's a group where you're accountable to, it's just like, when you see this one saying, this is what happened for me, it's like, oh, okay, let's see if I stick this out, what happened. So that's why it's like, it's not a cult. It's just that we've got results. I love
Yeah, why?
We've got results.
Right?
But yeah, during year 7, and I speak often about this, is when my husband and I met, we were young and we both were in the phase where there's this goal, and goals bring people together.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Goals bring people together, amongst other things, right? And it's like, this is who he's going to become, this is who I'm going to become, and we're going to pursue, and we pursue. And then no one tells you what happens after you've achieved the goal. It's like, who are we now? And no one tells you, because not a lot of people actually become who they say they would become. But then we did. And then what are we relating on now?
Oh my goodness.
So I think that's part of the 7-year itch. It's like, from the minute you meet, it's like, oh, we're going to have kids, we're going to buy the house, we're going to do the career, etc. And it's exciting and it fuels the relationship. Yes. Even through bad times, it's like you're holding on to this thing. And then we make the mistake of not redefining what the relationship looks like after the achievement, and who you become after the achievement, and who I become after the achievement, and where do we meet now? So I think that's a big part of the 7-year itch. I don't know.
I've never heard it like that. And that's so fascinating. And I hear you because it's almost like the dopamine is done.
Yes, it's like,
okay, we got this.
We got it.
Yeah.
Now stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the hit song.
Here's the
house. Here's the stage.
Here's the kids.
Community. Here the kids.
The ring.
The beautiful kids. Here's the ring.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now
Like,
what?
Where's my dopamine?
Yeah.
Like we've done it all. I need that hit again.
And then now we have to actually face ourselves. Now we have to do the real work.
That is so powerful, and you're so right.
It's like I was like, I sang Kazi, chasing.
So what are you? Whomst are you?
Whomst are you?
And that's such an important thing, and this is why allowing God first of all into your relationship is so important.
Yeah.
But also allowing the fact that you guys need to evolve and find something else
There we
interesting
go.
about one another.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of work.
Which is that's the actual work, and not to undermine processes. And I wouldn't have said this 5-10 years ago, but the stuff is the easy thing. To get the stuff, that's the easier part. But the being okay with self, loving self, accepting self, that's the hard work. That's the mirror. That's the hardest work.
You're a boundary babe now, and I love it for you.
I am.
This chapter.
I am a boundary babe.
Listen, and I think it's so important where
I'm more of a boundary babe than when I wrote the book.
really?
Yeah, now I'm like boundary babe.
Well, I think you're working rather than harder, smart and saying
correct.
playful. And I think that comes with growth as well. But
Yeah.
also just being intentional about being present, whether as a mom, as a wife, and just being present for yourself, most importantly.
Yeah.
But please let me know about this chapter because I'm so excited for you.
Yeah. I think I spent a lot of my 20s. I'm 31, so it's not
Still
that
young.
old.
Look at, oh my gosh.
But I spent
Spring
a lot,
chicken you.
I spent a lot of my 20s chasing and proving. You know, I dropped out, and I write about it. I dropped out of university, and my dropout story is not for everyone, because I know it can be tempting for people to like, oh, if she dropped out and she made it, I can too. I 100% believe that's the journey or the path God had for me. And I said that to my parents, but I could see, like, of course, when it's hard and someone says that's what God said, everyone's just like, you know, maybe it's just hard. And so I spent my 20s trying to prove that I really heard from God, that I needed to move a different direction, and two, that I'm not dumb, I'm not stupid, you know, for dropping out. And so I worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. And then I got to and there's good to it. I achieved a lot, and I'm proud, and I think it was necessary. And then I got to 30, and I decided, why am I still like proving? Like, what more? I got the Forbes 30. I did the event. I
Have this
And-
amazing
and-
podcast
and-
following and
but why a book?
yeah.
Why inside
Mm.
do I still feel like I need to prove?
Mm.
And so then I started sitting with myself, and boundaries. And the reason why I'm saying I'm like double boundary babe is that I had to set the boundary for myself, where my worth does not come in what I bring or do, although I will always be an achieving person because I find that fun, but it no longer stems from proving and achieving. And so the boundary starts with me. From which place is this coming from? Is it coming from a place of genuine creativity and excitement, or is it coming from a place of, I want to prove again that I'm not stupid, or prove again that I didn't miss the voice of God, or prove again that I'm important? So it's been a lot of self-worth work.
I think everyone needs to do that.
Yeah.
And you're so right, because a lot of that just like strain over your life and I have to achieve can come from a lot of insecurities, a lot of unhealed issues.
Unhealed issues,
Yes, absolutely. And I think it is an exercise, especially for all people, but I think Black people, because we've always had to be above and beyond and excellent and
Exactly.
beyond human and all these things which are very unfair to us. You know, and seeing, where does this come from? Does it come from a good place, or does it come from an insecurity?
Insecurity.
Right?
Yeah.
And you've said something which is so true in my industry, and I'm sure you've met a lot of people in my industry. Some great people and some, I think, very conflicted souls, you know, will find themselves, you will hopefully heal, where you feel a sense of like there's something you're running away from.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
it's okay.
And it's okay.
It's okay. But to identify it.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I don't think we really ever get to a place, and even as I'm speaking now, doesn't mean I've gotten to a place. I was just like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, but it's the acceptance or the acknowledgement of what's my thing, like what's my trigger, and in that moment, how do I ensure that I maintain my self-worth and I don't stay on a chase, and I actually enjoy my life. And so back to what you were saying about boundaries with myself, boundaries with how far I have to go. So that for me is another boundaries. Like, what's enough?
What's enough?
Yeah, because we can go the whole night. What's our joke? I really can. I really can. I have it in me. And I said my dad's a dreamer, but I have to say what is enough for me. And that's a boundary. And I think it's made my life a little softer and princessier and more fun. And it's like, the achieving is great, but having boundaries with it ends here is actually more fulfilling.
Sure.
Way more better.
Thank you so much for sharing that, because that reminds me of something my husband said. You know, we were sitting down the one time and Zace was like, man, I've got my family. I can eat food. I like this couch. But it's like, I'm actually living the life.
Couch, yeah.
Like, he spoke about that couch. It's his favorite couch. It's like, I'm actually living the life.
You are.
That's all. Like, that's it. Everything else is a bonus,
Yeah.
you know, and it's
Yeah.
nice to see, okay, if I reach my full potential, how far I can go.
Yeah.
But like, really and truly, I'm actually genuinely happy and content.
I'm good.
Right?
Yeah.
But for you to have that self-awareness at such a young age is incredible, and well done for doing that. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Also at a time in your career where you're doing so well, you know, it usually happens. It's self-awareness, my face. Exactly.
But it's like bed, and it's like, Vanna, you had no choice but to look within. so at least I still got to choose to look within. So don't get to a point where it's like, don't get mad at you as you had.
What you said, self-awareness usually happens when things aren't sexy anymore.
Yeah.
You know, they're not cute, you're not poppy, you're not happening, and then you realize, like,
Okay.
now I need to dig deep. So I think what you've done is incredible and so profound, genuinely, where you've been able to tap into yourself at the heights of your career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you're still happening, people love you. And of course, that's going to be your story forever. We're putting it,
So,
No.
I love being loved. I think we all love being loved, right?
Of course,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But that self-awareness, you got to give yourself a pat on the back, because that's girl.
Thank you.
That
I think it's also great. Like I will always go back to my family. Really great family. Also, I'm like I really love psychology, so sometimes I might overdose a bit on that. And
well, I just use my sister because she's a psychiatrist. I'm like, tell me about
when I'm doing this, what's happening? So I think
the trigger is this.
and also being curious about life. I consider myself very curious about life, which has really helped me to reflect. And it's been a great gift that I've really been intentional in cultivating. Like, don't be afraid to look within. Like, that's the real freedom. To not be afraid to look within. It's uncomfortable. It's not always fun, but yeah, at least you live an honest life, man. I'm reading a book called All the Way to the River, right, by Liz Gilbert. Amazing. And she talks about Rhea, and Rhea was an addict. And she talks about how Rhea could only live on truth, because if you've been a heroin addict for most of your life, all you live on is lies. So then truth feels like freedom and heaven. And that articulation was like, oh, I get that, I get that so much, that it, like, truth is really, at the end of the day, we're gonna have to get to truth. So why don't we take the easy route and just start there? And I'm talking about truth with self, being honest with who you are, where you are, and like that, what's wrong, what can I work on, what can I just accept and just be better at.
Well, because you read a lot of these books on psychology, you'd know this, where they always say if a kid does a mistake or something deemed wrong, that you have to be a safe space, not to make them feel nervous, anxious, or judged. You know, yes, you may make mistakes. But now I'm understanding why, because I also find that fascinating. It's for moments like that where you're not afraid to fall you feel safe.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important for us moms just to understand that if our kids aren't going to make mistakes,
They are. And I
right?
think it's sometimes it's I've realized when it's hard for me to create that safe space for my kids, right? And that happens quite often where it's like I've spoken or told this person not to do, my child not to do this 5 times, and in that moment you want to condemn and judge, and it's like that's not the time to teach, because think about yourself. When you make a mistake, is that the time for someone to correct you? No, that's the time when you need a little bit of grace, and then correction comes after, because correction is important. Correction, discipline is important, but the timing of it. And I've noticed in the moments where I have corrected, judged, and been critical of my kids in that moment, it had a lot to do with me. It was my insecurity in that moment, and very little with them spilling the milk or falling or whatever
Yes.
it's mostly when we lose our cool, it's our ego that's panicking, not the child's mistake.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Well, we speak about ego-driven parenting a lot, yeah. And it's a real thing.
It's a
and
real thing
for all
of us. It's like egos. Hey, I need my space.
And no, it is. And you have to reel it back and just say, oh my God, this is a child.
Yeah.
Their brains are forming, they're growing, they're learning,
Yeah.
they're going through this journey. Let's give them grace, and it's tough.
It is because you want the best for your kids. And I think that's the ego comes in that way, not because you want to destroy them or kill their self-esteem. It's because you really just want the best for them. And in that moment, it can feel like the best way possible is to punish them out of the deed.
Yeah.
Whereas just going down to their level and talking, you feel like, am I spoiling the child or what? And it's
do you also go through that?
yeah, it's like, I'm spoiling her.
Wait. Yeah, voila.
And also, I'm not. You don't seem like a strict parent. I'm naturally strict.
That is so funny. Okay, so my husband's gonna laugh if he watches this. Because I actually am.
Really?
So Zex is the most chilled father ever. Worker
Gets all the toys.
Enabler. No. I mean, look, he has a line, but he generally
the line is borderline. Me? Really?
Guys. Me, I don't know spoiled kid growing up. Like when they're adults, don't come with me with issues. So I'm huge on boundaries and consequences.
Okay.
No.
So we're the same.
No. Yeah, if you're not listening, I give you 3 chances. 1, 2, and then sorry.
Yeah.
It's so important. I've seen it.
Yeah.
When parenting goes well and when it doesn't.
Yeah.
And enabling is the biggest issue where it's like, no, inganyami.
No,
ngoba.
And our job is not to be our kids' friends. And I know now we have a thing of you want friends. No. My parents were so strict, and we're friends now. I didn't need a friend.
I
was happy. But I needed someone to protect me.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I didn't. And I think I wrote about, I didn't like my mom growing up. She was too strict, in fact, overboard. But now I'm like, Ma, thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're best friends.
Yeah.
Now is the right time. But I think this whole notion of trying to get our kids to like us and I'm not saying be like a meanie.
No.
But be a parent. But be a parent. Be a parent. That's your responsibility. It's a responsibility.
100%.
Be a parent.
And the reason why you're a functioning human being now, who's excelling, who's doing incredibly well, who's super professional as well.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to him, you're not like, oh, Mpoomy, God, she came drunk on set and it's for that very same reason.
Yeah.
So
boundaries, parents.
Yeah. And I think we need to normalize that. I think something also that a lot of people do, and we discuss this with my husband and myself quite a lot as well, because we kind of come from 2 different backgrounds. I grew up in the suburbs, he grew up in the township. And a lot of people aren't aware of this, but you can spoil in both setups. It's not just the suburbs. It's not just the townships.
It's not a money thing.
It's not a money thing.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset thing.
It's a mindset.
Yes.
Or you can raise a child to think that there's no rules that apply to them, that they are superior, that they can bulldoze through life, that they don't have to be responsible for anything. I mean, my son's 5 and he makes his bed on weekends.
Oh, that's my baby.
Yes,
Yes, because he can.
and it's not a wow. No, he's gonna be an adult who's gonna need a bed that's gonna need to be cleaned.
You and me at the What's that?
You know, and it's not. I don't expect it to be straight right now, but I expect him to know that when he wakes up, there's responsibilities. You know,
Because they speak about chores as well in psychology. That
Yeah.
chores are imperative.
yeah.
If you want a successful kid,
Oh yeah, I was about to get there. You see that stat?
oh,
You guys are so
absolutely.
right.
That's it. Just everybody gets a job with the same kind of.
But they love it, don't you?
They
kids
do
love
love it. They feel empowered.
They feel empowered.
Yes.
They feel a sense of ownership. That this is also their space. That they contribute.
Yes.
And I mean, over the weekend, my son was asking for pancakes. So pancakes is our thing. And I was taking a bit of time. So he started taking out all the ingredients. And he knew which ingredients I needed. He really, you know, and he's 5 years old. But I could see how confident he was because we do this together. So it's not mommy's thing where mommy makes the food. It's we do it together. And because he's so good, I'm taking my time. He had the authority. Good, okay, I too can contribute.
Vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela. And it's in those moments where you're just like, okay, cool, we're doing something right.
Absolutely. Just because they're capable. You know, I have a video with my daughter. Just the other day was crying because she didn't feel like it, but she's putting her clothes and still she's like, it's past time, but she's like still doing her chores.
But it's like, but
That's my girl.
how many times have you showed up to work not feeling like it?
And listen,
Exactly.
many a time.
You wanted to shoot immediately after. Yeah. That tells me about your parents. You know?
But you're right. You're so right. And again, thank you for sharing that because I know a lot of moms watching this are going to be like, wow, you know, I feel seen or redirected as well. Like, oh, you know, maybe I'm a bit of a permissive parent, you know, and just need to be more aware. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Again, it goes back to that awareness. You said something earlier, and I've just had such a great time with you. And I think being in the public eye, you were talking about you training for being a mean girl.
Yeah.
What did that do to you? Because I know the first time I went through that.
Oh, did you go that?
No, not mean girl, but I mean Zex. And there was a story about, it was so funny that apparently my dad didn't like Zex and Zex wanted to provide some weird. This is when Sunday World was like the thing.
Oh yeah, you had newspapers.
Yes, we had newspapers back in the 1820s.
What's
when
worse?
they were
Print or online?
online by far.
Really?
Yeah, because not everyone's buying the newspaper. Online.
Print doing out.
Yeah, but like
I get it though. I get it.
online, you can share, and the whole world can have access to that.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
It's your grand saying, "Ay, boy, it's not like this," you know.
Kind of ends.
It ends there.
Got you.
Online is very different.
Yeah,
You
brutal.
know? Oh, it's absolutely brutal. And so I remember going through those feelings. I know Zex didn't care. I think because he was more seasoned in the industry.
Yeah,
He's like, don't worry about that. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, why do people lie? What is this?
Yeah.
Now I'm seasoned and I could, you know, a rat's ass. But I know someone like yourself where this is like, again, you somewhat new to the industry.
New, yeah.
And someone randomly, I don't know how it came about.
Yeah, on Twitter.
Just, like one day woke up, was like, yeah.
It's your day today.
It's your day today. Because also like, okay, even if you were a mean girl, it's like, all right, you woke up on the 24th of September.
You decided.
And what's it? As in, I'm going to write about this. How did that make you feel? Because that was just,
you know, I think about it
horrible
now, and I think a little more grown and have done therapy, and now I get it that hurt people, and I genuinely get it. Like, it's not just a statement anymore. Like, I genuinely get it. I was actually telling my mom that you know, when someone hurts me, I no longer feel the need to make them pay, because the very fact that they wanted to hurt me means they're in so much pain. What I would do to them wouldn't even, you know, it wouldn't do anything. So it's kind of that's how I feel now. In that moment, was this last year or the year before? I think it was last year early. I felt very betrayed, especially by another Black woman. And I felt very betrayed because I've done a lot of work on myself, and I know that's not who I am. I understand that I know I have a strong personality, and also my intentions are pure, right? And I'm not saying they're perfect, but I always, like, I'm very big on integrity, and my intentions are always pure. So when somebody wakes up and decides to make a spectacle of you or want to bring your name down, you feel like you've lost a sense of control, which you never really have, a false sense of control. I felt like I had to explain myself. I felt like it was just a lot of doubt. It's like all the work that I've done in proving my worth. Remember, I've been proving my worth since I dropped out. And it's like I've collected all these accolades to prove my worth, only for someone to just go poof and pop that balloon, right? But I'm so glad it happened, because I've completely, over time, removed my identity from people's lips. So my goodness, you could have a billboard and like, I will cry for that moment, but my identity and my worth is so fixed on who Christ has said I am.
Amen.
And John 15 verse 15, I actually have it in there. I read that scripture where he says, I have chosen you. You have not chosen me. I have chosen you. And that's always been a daily reminder that I did not put myself here. I did not give myself a platform. I did not give myself a voice. The Lord himself has chosen me. So until then, it's not humility to downplay yourself. Right? It's actually a disservice to your creator. And so I had to step out of that there's no humility in downplaying who I am, in hiding, in pretending that I'm not the strong leader that I am. I'm actually going to embrace it more. And as soon as I stepped into that, it's as if, man, all the voices of negativity kind of shut down. I did destroy Twitter though, because I realized that, okay, this is not contributing to my mental health.
No.
Even though I was making money from the platform, I was like, money, mental health.
Mental health.
So I got off the platform. But I really, who was saying this? There's someone who's saying, who did an interview that's saying it doesn't hurt. Of course it hurts when people say mean things about you, but once you establish your self-worth, well, it almost rolls over a little easier than before. So
It's not humility to downplay yourself.
downplay, it doesn't serve anyone.
A word.
A word.
Thank you.
What do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still understand, the one day I was like in New York, I was like, Clark, and they were like, no, it's the wrong one. It's for us millennials who are still trying to understand clock it.
So there's no such
No.
thing as this.
There's apparently, I was schooled. No such thing as this. I thought this meant eating. I was like, oh, you hungry? Oh, eat hungry.
Clock it. Yeah.
I love what you said, and there's a sense of freedom when you do get trolled or there's negativity.
Yes, because it's like, Senik Shilo, no.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, it's like, what more do you have to say?
But I think for anyone watching this who maybe is trapped in that world, from a practical perspective, you're still here.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that happens.
Yeah.
Like you're still here. We still love you. We're celebrating you.
Kids still call me mom.
Yeah, listen, your kids still
That same night, they still wanted to play hide and seek. Nothing changed.
Nothing.
Sky still standing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think a person who does that has to deal with their darkness.
Yes.
And I think that's what's so important is the fact that you need to reflect on yourself and realize, what is the purpose? What was the goal?
What was the goal?
Did you achieve it? No, you didn't achieve it.
And I think to even bring it close to home, because not everyone's going to be trolled publicly, but some have mothers who speak ugly of them, siblings within your family or at work and it's a hard thing, but it's so necessary to really just step out and recognize, like I started with, that those people are hurting so badly that they want to make you feel hurt too. So it really has nothing to do with you. I mean, think about it. A stranger, someone who does not know where I live, what my middle name is, woke up and decided to make me trend. So can you see how that has so little? In fact, I'm sure they even forgot. They don't even know. So because it had so little to do with me, but the pain that they were going through, that they had to find their next person. And you find it even with bullying in schools. When you start investigating the child that is doing all the bullying, you realize that they're going through so much at
home.
So it's got nothing to do with your child, they're bullying. It's really got everything to do with them. And I was talking to a friend about that. There should actually be a program for kids who bully, because my heart hurts for them. It's like, what's happening to you at home? What's going on at home? Because no child wakes up and wants to destroy somebody's life. In the same way, no adult wakes up and decides, who am I ruining today? It's just bleeding kids.
Absolutely. And to get to the core of that issue as well. I love what you said. Also, because you were speaking about bullying, and I know a lot of parents, their kids may be experiencing such, and that it's not about your child at all. It's about that other child, and sadly what's happening in the home as well, which is so important. Girl, Sia Walker.
Okay.
Yes, walk fast.
You said Sia.
Sia.
Meaning you too.
Yes. Okay. Sia Walker. Unlimited Walk Fest.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We sold out. Yay.
Amazing.
I'm very excited about it. And so we've always done unlimited fest, right? But I started realizing that I don't think we need any more motivation. Like, I think after COVID, we all needed motivation.
Yeah, we did.
Like, we needed motivational speakers.
Jesus, yeah.
I think now, I think we're a little full from the motivation. But I still found it important. I think our annual event is quite important and people are excited about it. But I didn't want to do something where we just sit and listen to talk, although there's still room for that. And that's very important and it's still part of it. But walking saved my life, not even changed my life. As a family, I think it's been about 2.5 years of grief and loss and just a whole lot. And grief can make you feel frozen, stuck. Like you don't want to move forward because you're not really certain of what's happening. There's a lot of uncertainty. And for me, movement, exercising has been my sanity. And then I couldn't go to gym consistently anymore because one, I'm always traveling back and forth. My feelings unstable. And two, food is my safe space. And so my body was not where I needed it to be or where I wanted it to be. And then again, there's that insecurity of being on camera, and after gaining 1 kilogram, they're like, oh, bun in the oven.
Oh,
do you not get that?
Bun in the oven.
Every time I gain weight on camera, it's like people are like, oh, when are you announcing? And it's like,
in 2025?
In 2025. Anyway, so then last year I was like, okay, I really need something to hold on to where I can still get what I need. And then I started walking. I was like, if I can just commit to 10,000 steps a day, that's it. And I did it. And I lost weight, my mental clarity, the time that I gave myself, it was life-changing. Life-changing. And of course, with my community, I wanted to share this experience. And so last year, October, was the first time I say, guys, for October, we are walking 10,000 steps, and we did it. And people just shared how much it was transformational. And the thing with walking is that no one's excluded. Like, you don't have to be an athlete to walk. You don't have to be a certain weight. You don't have to have gym membership. And then as a community, we just started walking the whole year. And then we thought, well, that's it. This year, it's all about walking your why. People are coming for themselves. Others are walking for mental health, nutrition, women's health. It's literally deciding, this is my why, and we're walking. And then the festivities come through. We've got dancing. We've got the podcast conversation because we love talking as well. And it's happening 11th of October.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But also just like you mentioned the health benefits, but also mentally as well. It's been proven time and time again that walking,
it is life-changing.
Yeah.
Life-changing. And especially nature. Like, I get you guys and your treadmills and bless, right? But
I feel attacked.
I can't do treadmill. I can't do treadmill. I
get it.
want to hear the birds sing. There's a place where I always stop by the bench, and in my area, there's a lot of birds there. And every time I'm reminded, I'm like, God, these birds are fed. Look how beautiful they are. They're taken care of. Every day, no matter what's happening in my life, there's consistently birds singing your praises. No matter what's happening in my life. And that speaks of the consistency of God, that on this day, the sky is still standing, the sun has come out, the birds are singing. I will be okay.
Oh, I will be okay.
I will be okay.
And you're right, again, also from a mental perspective, it's been proven time and time again to connect with nature, to walk through it, immerse yourself.
So do you see why I've got a cult? I'm joking, please.
We love the cult. Listen, I'm a part of the cult. I mean, I mind.
Oh, mind doing.
They're friends at the same time. Your baby tells you. And I'll be walking right in front with you as part of the cult.
Tattoo it on your chest so we know it's real.
So watch the space, guys. And don't judge. It happened here, okay? I love that so much. You know, you also spoke about just your wellness. You spoke about areas of ups and downs as well, you know. I feel like there's been so much growth in you where you understand what it means to reinvent. There's something I also want to emphasize. You're very intelligent.
Really?
And when I say that, I'm like, this girl, I'm a fan.
I've actually never thought of myself as an intelligent
And it's
person.
so funny how you say that because, again, you're talking about dropping out of college.
And I didn't drop out because I was necessarily struck, but also in high school, like I wasn't getting like 90s or 80s. Like when I worked really hard, I got like a 70 something and an 80. So anyway.
But a lot of people, and that happens with a lot of people. And I love what you just said, where a lot of people say, well, traditionally, I didn't get all these marks and whatever the case is. But I think we need to redefine intelligence as well. And so in your space, I'm like, this girl, my girl, smart. She gets it. And I love that we need to normalize that way. And that's the beautiful thing about like celebrating your uniqueness and what you're really good at. And, you know, what's your forte, what you can focus on. And in your space, in the most organic, genuine way, you get it.
Yeah.
You get what people need.
Yeah.
And it comes from internally, like you're saying, where you start walking or you start doing whatever.
And share it.
Yeah. I also love the fact that you speak about your path, just having started this career, your husband supporting it as well.
Yeah.
And you guys just evolving through it as well.
Yeah.
And sharing that, but also being able to keep what's yours.
Exactly.
And I think that for me, not having been trained in terms of the media space, but understanding that, I'm like, so I like this girl, man.
You know how I saw that? I saw it with my kids. So I made an intentional decision to remove my kids from social media. And this was at the height of Nuri's career. It really was.
What? Mommy?
As a 3-4-year-old girl. She had just done an Ultramall ad. And within overnight, it had over 1 million views.
Oh my goodness.
And obviously the offers...
Was she clocking more than like your average media personality?
Yes.
Wow.
And
amazing.
And obviously the offers start coming in and the compliments. You've got a smart child. And I sat my husband down and I said, we have to take the kids off social media. And it was a hard decision because it was children make a lot of money. And you know this.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. You know
they've come in fast. The offers.
That money is real good. Like I could have just retired and just had more babies.
We all could have just retired.
You know? But I had to realize that a part of me felt like I was losing my, how do I say this? The honesty in our parenting. Whereas like now, and my kids are very colorful kids, right? Where like today, Zani's outfit, honestly, Bandla, it doesn't represent me. Okay. But taking them offline has made me realize that it doesn't matter. He's happy and he gets to be him. So when my kids were online, there was a level of controlling the narrative that had to take place. When we go out, they have to be dressed this way. We have to always be prepared to do a shoot, etc., etc. And like a bit of fun was taken out of parenting. And as soon as we took them off, we didn't even feel the financial side. It was just like, oh, this is how good life is offline.
Yes.
Especially because a lot of my adult life started online.
Yes.
And I was like, is this how good it is to have something offline?
Yep.
And we realized that also with our relationship, because I mean, a lot of our relationship, our marriage was online. That was our content. And it's like you lose a bit of that ownership or the rawness of it. And we decided, well, if it matters to us, let's take it off. So kancane, we taking off. And it's like, you have to understand that at the end of the day, it is work, and work cannot compromise your life, and it cannot compromise your day-to-day and your reality. Because at the end of the day, people go to bed and they're happy. And it's like the Bible says, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? So what happens if we get the fame or the deals, but we no longer have a safe space at home? So if it means we lose money, lose popularity, this is why I enjoyed your guys' content, then so be it.
Yeah.
But the health of my home and my family comes first.
Well, I also feel like just the content that you put out there
Yeah.
was also just more authentic as well.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, which
yeah.
is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I remember Zex was the one who was like, that's enough. He's always been very private. I always want to look, but just if I could just show that my daughter
Just
is like, she's growing.
Yeah.
Or just, my son, and he's always been like,
no.
not, especially not with the kids.
Sure.
And even our relationship, he's always like, and we'll share what we want
Yeah.
there.
But they
So he's like, it's ours, man.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy it.
They don't need to see my album.
No.
For you to know that I love you. Nah,
They don't.
Yeah.
No, okay.
And really, there's nothing wrong with that.
So true.
But it's
Yeah.
important to recognize where you are as individuals and what season you're in. And
Yeah.
it really is necessary.
Yeah.
Like there's sometimes when I started out,
True.
I started making a bit of money and started getting designer bags. And I always it's like, okay, are you showing why must they see that you've got a designer bag? Is it because genuinely you love fashion and sharing it?
Yeah.
Or maybe which is so exactly. And I think as social media is growing so much, it's important for all of us to ask ourselves, and if you're really posting for people must see, then be honest. This is why I'm doing this. Full stop.
That's so true.
Just be
Hey
honest.
guys, I got a new bag.
I got a new bag and then friend bought.
And I worked hard for it. And there's nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong with
nothing wrong. But
I think we need to be very honest with why we do things so that we don't fall in the pressures of social media and then blame platforms. We didn't look within.
We didn't look within. Sure. Listen, you're living an amazing life for your people. And it's not a cult movement, it's a family, an extended family, your community that we love so much. But you want to let them know where you are, where you're going. I'm excited for you. I look at you and I just go, oh, like the manager in me is like, yeah, please manage me, don't ask. Not man. Listen, girl. No, it's out there, but I think more importantly, just your legacy when you're no longer on this earth, besides the monetary, because that's like the frivolous stuff. It's great to have. It's a tool.
Sure.
But I look at your legacy and I just think, yeah, authenticity. I think you would have shared with a lot of people in an era where we're seeing now more in our country, not to get political or whatever the case may be, or controversial, where a lot of people are just in big trouble because they did not live an authentic life.
Yeah.
And it was about the show, the this, the that, where internally I don't even think they wanted those things, but we're just trying to prove to other people who don't care about them.
Exactly.
But you would have normalized something which I think is so important in our beautiful country that has hurt in many ways.
Yeah.
We've had 400 years of just pain.
Yeah.
But that it's okay to buy yourself a coffee and feel like that's an achievement. You know, it's okay to have the little bit you have. And for you as a couple, as a married couple, to get that a 1-bedroom apartment and be like, yes, we did it. You know, we did it the honest way.
Yeah.
So I truly feel like your voice is really important in our country. It
Thank
is.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I mean, when you mentioned my legacy, I do think about it, but not in that way. But I think what I am confident about right now in my season is that my voice is really there to encourage people, one, to find out where they come from, two, to decide what they put a stop to, and three, to decide what goes on after that. So for me, it's recognizing where I come from. What did I get from my parents? What am I keeping? What am I stopping? And for my kids, what am I passing on? Like, making the world a better place is not standing on a platform or on a stage, but the people around you. You know, how do you impact them? Which stories are you sharing? What narratives are you bringing? And then again, like you said, I've seen so many people who don't have a lot, but who are so content and honest with their lives that I think the wealthiest person would trade it all for that.
Oh,
And so the real encouragement is to really get down to understanding, God, what do you have for me? That way, I mean, I look at you and you've got a great life, but I think understanding me, I know that I wouldn't be able to handle your life. It's beautiful on you because you've got the grace to carry and you've got the blessing of God, the hand of God to do what you do. And mine is to find out what's that for me.
yes.
And if every individual does that, I share. None.
You'll see this country.
Listen.
Presidents, yes or no?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Okay.
All right. Oh, if
Well,
I was president. I'm
No.
a feminist to be a president.
Well, that's what we need.
Yeah, but
No, we need it. We need it. Guys, the next movement, you ever walk fast, political fast? It started here. Yeah. First vote from me, and we keep it moving.
Yeah.
But with that said, you spoke about your beautiful kids,
Yeah.
daughter, your son.
Yeah.
You know, I love the story about him wearing what he wants. And your daughter just having all these people gravitate towards her. What a superstar.
her name is Nuri, which
Yes.
light.
Sure.
So it makes sense.
And
that
what a light she is.
it's like it's a natural. I really think as parents we are prophets in our children's lives.
Yes.
When you name your child, you are literally speaking into their lives. And my son's second name means abundance. And I've seen abundance in not just monetary, but abundance in our lives since he came.
Yes.
There's no lack. It is just abundance. So when we have children and we name them, it's not just about picking the name you like because your favorite cartoon character or TV character. It really is getting down with God and say, God, what do you have planned for this child? And Nuri is light. She really is light. Yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. So to them, when they're old enough, I mean, they understand now, but when they really can watch this one day,
Okay.
what would you like to share with them? Some words as their mother.
So it's not hard, but it's hard. Because right now I'm intentional about being vocal about who they are, what I think of them. And the way that I do it is when I pray for them. So I do this thing where I bring them and I say, come and pray for you. And as I pray, I speak into who they are. You know, I will literally say, dear God, thank you for Nuri and Zanya. They are exceptional children who are filled with love, kindness, and patience. And I thank you, Lord, that you surround them with favor and that your steps are ordered by them. And I know that they hear that. And as they grow up, they will always know, Mom said, thank you to God, because we are already kind. We are already loved. We are already favored. We are already chosen. And so I just wanted to add that. But I think even as they're older, I want them to know that one, they are loved. 2, they are chosen. And 3, they are greatly favored by God. And they don't have to earn that.
They're chosen, greatly favored by God, and they don't have to earn that. So they're enough.
They're enough. It's their birthright.
Mpoomy Ledwaba, you are the girl you think you are.
I'll take it. I'll take
This,
it.
that,
Cut it off.
yeah, eat it.
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Because you ate. Thank you so much for being our
Thank
very first guest
This
on
is
the Motherhood. Yes,
Thank
Book
you.
Club.
Thank you.
Guys, go get the book.
Yeah, get the
I
book.
mean, it's already doing so well, but also don't forget the unlimited walk fest.
Unand is getting a tattoo.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
The club movement, the
Please.
Mpoomy Ledwaba movement. We thank you so much.
Yeah. And thank you. Thank you for having me. I think you've been a great inspiration. You've paved for so many of us. You're amazing, absolutely amazing. And I thank you for having me and for seeing me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We love you so much.
Yeah. Now we can go love some more bean at
Man, oh man, that was so beautiful. Shout out to the formidable Mpoomy Ledwaba. Shout out to Mugg and Bean for making this conversation possible with a beautiful cup of coffee and a delicious slice of cake. And if you have not subscribed yet to the Motherhood Network channel, please make sure you do. And Buffett, speaking of subscriptions, did you know that Mugg and Bean Coffee has a subscription? Yes, you can enjoy much needed coffee for less. Simply subscribe on the Mugg and Bean app. Enjoy more to love, starting with the next cup of coffee. Perfect. Then you tune into our next episode right here on the Motherhood Network, a platform you deserve.